It's going live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. Yesterday ended up being a good day for myself. I had a 5% on under 187 and a half, the tempo and links game. And we got there. The links, they still did what they were able to do offensively, but they played a little bit better defense, or a lot better defense, and able to hold that one under the total. So I'm happy about that. Vino, were you able to, continue what you've been doing lately?
I was Skee and see everybody can be happy at once. I thought Minnesota could get to 100 whenever they wanted to, and they still stayed under for you, so that worked. Um, I was involved last night with the Chicago Sky Connecticut Sun game over. Released it at 173 and a half, had bet it at 72. It even made the final 176 closer. They scored a lot in the last couple of minutes. It was probably would have gotten there anyway, but not as easily as it did because of the last couple of minutes. So again, the Chicago Sky over 13-3 now, over the total their last 16 games. Um, and Connecticut continues to be a team that finds ways to lose in the second half, but scores with people as of late. That's 8-1 on the road now. So just a couple of things to keep in the notebook there. Connecticut's road totals going over, and Chicago just going over wherever they play.
Yeah, definitely will keep that in mind. And we have three games. Looks like three more games here that we're going to discuss today. See if we can find some more money. So we always start at the top. That means Wings at the Mystics opened up minus 3.5. Still 3.5 in most shops. Total open 168 and a half. We'll call it 167. I don't see anybody on the injury report for either one of these teams here. Um, I'm sorry, the Wings. That was, that was a tough loss for them in that last game. They really, I feel like, had the game won and just kind of gave it away. The Mystics on the other side, coming off of what, a win prior to the break versus the Aces outright as an underdog, and then a win versus Sun coming out the break, probably feeling, really good about themselves. I don't know. I just thinking about that situationally, the Wings, I think you get the better effort and they're the better team. I don't love the thought of laying with the Wings. But 3.5 is almost just asking them to win. The Mystics have been so good as an underdog in general. Um, it's hard to bet against that. Any thoughts from you, Vino?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I don't know how Dallas reacts off of the loss. That was a brutal loss. They've got a little bit of outside interference going with the Paige Beckers Angel Reese $400 bet. Seems like social media is all over that. Um, they don't really need that type of noise right now. Dallas is right in this thing where playoff is concerned, and so is Washington. So I think you get best effort out of both sides here. I will repeat what you just said because I think it's important that Washington in this role, plus points, has been good, and they've been good as of late. 4-1 against the spread, last five, 4-0 in their last four. So we see them covering quite a bit. It seems like they're getting enough guard help now. It was all coming from the front court earlier in the season, but Sonia Citron and the guards are doing enough. Interesting that with all this Kelsey Plum trade talk going on, Kelsey Plum in this environment might be really good for the Mystics if they were able to land that. Not there tonight though. I made the point spread here, Ski, according to my power ratings, would be Dallas -1 on the road. I do think they're getting a little bit of extra here from the line maker. Um, this one's tough because I do feel like Dallas is the better team, especially in the backcourt. Jessica Shepard has had such a great year, and you have to have good interior play to combat Washington. Lana Smith didn't play the other night. We thought she was going to. She was even listed as probable and then didn't. Probably get in there tonight to help out a little bit on the interior. I don't know. This was a very tough game for me to call. I would have thought that it could get to the over because Washington's been scoring lately, but I'm not even sure of that at this point in time. If I had to look, though, I think I would be looking over in this game much, much more than I would be looking at side.
Over more than the side. Man, I'm looking at it. Mystics are 13-4 ATS as a dog this year. As a dog of under four, 3-0 straight up and ATS. Looking at who they've played though. Sun, Sky, Tempo. I do think the Wings are a little bit better than that. Yeah, this game is. I mean, from I didn't really talk about the total, but 167 for a Mystics game. I mean, that seems high to me. I don't know. I would need more time with this game. I think that's what it's boiling down to. Shout out to the chat. They have some different opinions. Mark says betting on Dallas coming in hot after that crazy loss. Looks like DJ GT cashed with you last night there, Vino, on the Sun Sky over.
Love that.
And then Prolific says, "What up, Skee? I'm here because I'm going with Rob because Skee is a bum." What up, Prolific?
They pay attention to you.
All right, Storm and Dream is the next game on the slate. Opened up minus 12 and a half. I see 12 and a half still. Total though, open 176 and a half. Looks like 178 and a half. Malonga is probable. Pow Pow is out for this Atlanta Dream team. Man, I feel like these teams have played so many times this year, but it's only twice. Only twice. Um, and I'm looking at it here really quick. The Dream won the last meeting 89-78. They lost the meeting before that 90-105. For this one, the Storm do have rest advantage. Well rested for this game. And maybe, I mean, they did lose the last meeting. So, I guess you can call that revenge if you want. I don't know. What I think about this game is the Dream. I continue to think that the Dream, their offense is going to look the best when they play fast. And I think that they know that. Um, the Storm are comfortable playing up tempo. And I'm going to double check here, but I feel like they've been playing some higher scoring games too. I think I agree with the market pushing this one up as far as the total is concerned. And from her side, I mean, Atlanta just they haven't been playing good enough to me to warrant laying this big of a number really versus anybody. I would need to see a little bit more consistency before I feel comfortable doing that. So I do think Malonga plays. I think the points are worth a look here. What do you think, Vino?
Well, my first inclination here was to go ahead and play this game over. And then I looked at what Seattle's done on the road totals wise, and I backed right off. They played 14 road games, 11 have stayed under this number. They just don't score on the road the way they score at home. Um, then I started to look into it a little more because my counter to that, Ski, is I think I've said it before. Atlanta is such a bully type team. When they have a team that's less than 500, they tend to get out and run and score. Atlanta scored over 90 in 7 of their last 9 home games. You mentioned the 2 games that have been played between these two. One was a 105 to 90, way over, and the other one was an under, a dead under. So don't have a lot to go with there. Then I thought, not only is Malonga going to play, but Ezzy is back tonight, which gives Seattle 3 pretty decent sized front court players in this game against Angel Reese and Brianna Jones. And I thought maybe, I heard I think Flau'jae Johnson was talking the other night and at post game, and the reporter asked about how she was crashing the offensive boards and how they did such a good job in the offensive boards. And her reply was, the object is to get more shots up than the other team. And we probably get 10 more shots if Malonga's in the game. And she's going to be in the game now. And Ezzy's going to be in the game. So I just wonder if this doesn't become a little bit more difficult to score at the rim in half court offense for the Atlanta side. And we talked about how Dallas might react off of the loss. Is it a confidence booster for Atlanta that they won the other night? I'm not sure which way that goes. They are returning home here for this one. There's so many counter arguments in this game. The one thing that I think I like the best is I would probably try Seattle plus 12 and a half here. If nothing else, when you watch Seattle, they do play a full 40 minutes. They've got energy. And now with three bigs in there, Atlanta's not the best team at covering these types of numbers. And we talk often about other teams that maybe we don't feel like can be trusted. But I don't know where Atlanta's defense has really earned the trust to lay 13 points against a team that's shown capabilities lately of being able to score and has all their players back for tonight. So for me, Skee, I came full circle on this one and haven't played yet. But my best look in this game would be Seattle plus 12 and a half. Yeah, I think you can get 13 in some instances.
All right, we're in agreement on that game. We'll move over to the last one on the slate. That looks like the Fever and the Fire. Opened up -7.5. Looks like mostly eights. Total open 187.5. We'll still call it 187.5. Mo Billings, Aaliyah Boston, and Caitlin Clark are all probable for tonight. Demirs Doncic looks like she's gonna miss. For Portland, I don't see anybody on the injury report. Man, this Fire team, I hate them. I hate them. I just think that they cover these numbers any game except for when I bet them. I don't know what it is. Whenever I pick Portland, they stink it up. They got killed last game. What I will say is the fact remains, yes, Indiana's offense is very potent, but the defense is ass. And if you can't get stops, how am I going to expect you to win by double digits? So I would look towards either Portland or trust in Portland to also score and go over the total. Total is pretty high, but I mean that's how bad the Fever defense is. The offense can do what they need to do. What do you think about this one, Vino?
Yeah, I'm backing off of um, treating Indiana's defense as a reason not to bet them at this point. And their defense, to your point, is still not good. They're giving up a bunch of points. But the way they're playing offense lately, Skee, just real quick, 9-3 straight up in their last 12, 8-4 against the spread in those 12. 7 of the 9 straight up wins are by 9 or more. So they're winning games by margin all of a sudden. And it's because the offense is just that good. And they're on a heater right now offensively. And I'm with you when you talked a little bit about, trying to trust Portland to score. Say what you will, think what you would think about Sarah Ashley Barker, but she was an important piece of that starting lineup who's now gone for this season. Played without her the other night, didn't get there. Gonna play without her again for the remainder of the season. And that roster just isn't that talented. I mean, again, I think I used this analogy with you last week. If you and I were, at a park or in a gym and these players showed up and you and I were going to choose sides, we'd probably pick 6 Indiana players before we picked one Portland player. They're just that much better. And it seems like they're so in sync offensively right now that, like I said about Minnesota last night, they probably can get to 100. Portland against a bad defense can probably get to 85, but to me, that's a 15-point gap. And I'd like to play Indiana while they're in this groove. I mean, that's one of the tricks of betting anyway, right? Is identifying a hot team, identifying a cold team, play on or fade. I just think that we're in a hot spot here for Indiana where they have Minnesota next on this road trip. Failing here wouldn't be a great idea. It was encouraging to see that all of the questionables are probable. I feel like Caitlin is like LeBron now. She's just on the injury list every night and she's going to play. But Boston got hurt the other night. Glad to see she's going to play in this Portland game. They could have held her back. I would think, and wait for Minnesota. But I think it just shows to me the interest that Indiana has in winning right now and solidifying a playoff spot. So I think Indiana -8. The earlier I saw 7.5. I don't know. Do we still see 7.5s out there? We do. And if you can get one, grab one. But I think they'll win by 10 plus. They, like I say, they've shown a tendency. 7 of their last 9 wins have been by 9 plus. So they're beating people by margin nowadays.
I hear you. I get it. And Portland is poor. Shout out to Brandon in the chat. He said he cleaned up on his picks he posted here yesterday. You had some good call outs. Absolutely. That Cardosa, that he talked about Liberty can't Liberty can't defend the soul without Fevich. He had some good call outs yesterday. Absolutely. All right, that's the card for today. All 3 games we went through. So about that time we do a little bit of the promo that we do. And I think this the last day for I don't know. This one might stick around. Um, get both Vino and myself 3 days all access comes out to just $69. That's all sports, and this is the one that may be disappearing. If you just want to rock with one of us, you better go ahead and jump in now. Buy 3 get 3 free comes out to 6 days for just 69. That's the other way to get involved there. So Vino, I'm gonna pass it to you on that note. If you have anything else you would like to promote, feel free. And if you have a best bet for the show, we love to hear it. If you don't, it's no worries.
I'll say real quick that you're absolutely right, Skee. The 6 days for the price of 3 goes away July 31st. And they could easily renew it. Wager Talk could for the month of August. I'm not sure. But if you want to be sure to get in on that, the next 6 days for the price of 3, do it today. I will also say that the very first promo you ran there, the combo, your plays, my plays together, we all know that you've been killing it in the sport and won another 5% last night. The last 2 weeks, I've been 10-3 myself. So if you've been on board with both of us, you've pretty much been in good shape. And so I would recommend that as another way to go. It seems to be heating up here for myself mid-July through the end of July. Best bet, we have to get to this now. And you know what? It's a weekend. I saw somebody in the chat yesterday. Just another episode of, profit picks, no best bets. So, I hate to do that to people on the weekend, but yesterday I only had one client play and actually gave it out right here and it won. Today I only have one client play, and in defense of the company here that wants us to sell these things, I won't release that play, and I don't have another bet that I made. I told you where I'm closest. Seattle plus 12.5. I'm kind of close. Dallas Washington game, I'm not real close. So for me, it's going to be no best bet for the weekend here. If you do choose to take 6 days for the price of 3, remember that CFL action this weekend, and I'm going to have a couple of 4%ers up there, so you can get that along with the WNBA.
All right. And man, gotta keep sharpening up those listening skills because it's another episode of Profit Picks and No Best Bet today. Mario says, great picks on your 5% Ski. I have won 11 of my last 13 5%. And I got one more tonight. I do. I love it. And we're gonna try to keep that going. So that means if I only have one bet and it's a 5%, another one of those episodes, Rob, with no best bet. So sorry for the guys in the chat. Vino, I do always enjoy doing the show with you. I appreciate you taking the time to cap the games with me. Helps my process out tremendously. Chat, we appreciate you all as well. Best of luck, everybody, on all your action today and over the weekend. We'll be back on Monday. So we'll catch you guys then.